Hello everyone and welcome to yet another video from Easy Pips FOREX, and today we'll be talking about a crucial topic: what are psychological levels? One key to becoming a successful trader trading in financial markets is you understanding what psychological levels are and incorporating them into your trading. In addition to the support and resistance you have known before now, price action, this will give you an edge in trading in this big business. So in today's video, we'll be looking at one, what are psychological levels? Two, how can we correctly draw them out on our MT4 platform? How can we be able to identify them? We're going to be looking at how markets react to these psychological levels and how we can be able to use them in picking sniper entries. So all of these we're going to look into. We're going to look into them in depth in this video. So let's start by defining what are psychological levels and why is this having this name, psychological levels. If we go by definition, psychological levels are price points in the financial market that hold significant meaning for traders and investors, mainly due to their simplicity and ease of remembrance. Now, when we look into that word, price points in the financial market, we are looking at key levels. Psychological levels are key levels in the financial market, and that is why traders, investors are paying key attention to those areas. Now, humans in general often like to buy things at rounded numbers. They don't like buying things like 1,050, 1,020, or 1,010. No, they just want to buy something that relatively, let's say 1,000. If it's 1,000 they are buying, if they are buying something, let's say for example we're having 1,105. Humans generally will tend to buy this at 1,000 naira. We tend to price this for 1,000 naira or even 1,100. That is what humans are usually known for. For the fact that they have the freedom to price, what they do is that humans in general tend to buy things at a rounded number. So this rounded number frequently acts as support or resistance. Typically, these levels are rounded numbers ending at, as you can see here, in zeros or halfway 50. Now, traders tend to anchor their decisions around these levels. Don't forget I mentioned they are not just levels, they are key levels, which are leading to increased buying and selling pressure when price approaches or surpasses those key levels. So like I said before now, we are looking at levels that are ending at 00 or levels that are ending in 50s. So two things are standing out. So the one that's having 00, we are calling this 00 the main psychological levels, while the one that is having 50 at the ending, we are calling this one sub psychological levels. So psychological levels are market price levels, which are often key levels in the forex market denoted by rounded numbers, which are now this 00 or halfway points, which are 50. Now, these levels are based on human psychology and market behavior rather than technical or fundamental analysis. Traders pay attention to this level because they tie into human psychology and way of thinking. Humans tend to value simplicity, which translates to valuing whole numbers in trading. So, customers will more likely buy an item that is tagged 1,000 naira or $1,000 rather than buying it at 1,089. So that is the psychology, human psychology. You see people paying attention to this price. Once they see it as running number 1,000, or we're having it at 500, we find that items that are having this 500 and 1,000 will have more traffic than people items that is having a price tag of 592, 587. So this in itself, human psychology, humans in their own psychology will tend not to pay attention to this pricing. They will tend to look for items that are found in this price tag: 500, 550, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, 3,000, 3,500, 4,000, 4,500. So if you look at it, you find out that we're talking about zeros and 50. And that is why we are calling it psychological level, because it's based on human psychology. They tend to buy things when they get to those pricing, when they're having 50s and zeros. Having defined what psychological levels are, let me quickly clear our screen. Why is this psychological more important to we trading in the forex market? Now we have defined psychological level. Now, psychological levels, they act as support and resistance because of fundamental human disposition. Like I said before now, humans value simplicity from a trading perspective, and this means valuing whole numbers. Traders often use these numbers as their entry. Take note of this level. They tend to use it as their entry. We are looking for entry, we are looking for exit, and when they are looking for stop levels. Now, these stops and limits can alter flow and price changes. So, whenever you hear traders buying a particular asset, particular commodity, a particular currency, they are trying to buy at 2300, for example, or they are buying at 23, they are setting their entry to 2350. Just have in back of your mind that these people are buying at what? They are buying at a level of what? They are buying at a psychological level. And they are buying there because of the human disposition. Because at that point, a lot of persons are picking their entries, and at that same levels, people are placing their exit at that particular level as well as stop levels. So that is why traders in general tend to pay attention to psychological level. So I believe in today's video, you understand what psychological level are. And if you have been trading blindly without giving recognition to psychological level, it's high time you incorporate psychological level into your trading toolbox. Whenever you are taking your trades, whenever you are placing your SL, always try as much as possible to incorporate psychological levels so as to increase your profit margin and also minimize your losses while trading the forex market. So we have looked at the benefits of psychological level for exit, for entry, and for stops. That's the more reason why we are using them. Now, these values varies from currency to currency, from commodity to commodity, and let's quickly delve into it and look at them. Now, identify psychological level on the forex chart. Now, traders will often call these whole number intervals, which are comprises of double zeros, as their prices are even numbers such as 1000 or 1.31000 on Euro USD, and we're having 157000 on GUSD or 132.00 on GBP JPY. Now, some traders will take this a step further by looking at the number directly in the middle of these whole numbers, all the 50s. These levels such as 1350 on Euro USD and 1350 on GBP JPY can often come into play in the same manner as the double zeros. So look at this now. We have equally said these are the rounded numbers here. Look at the zeros you are seeing here. We're having triple zero here. We're having triple zero here. And we have equally having double zeros here, which are the double zeros we have in that interval. If I were to pick in between them, you will now find that this 3100, if you are looking for the middle of this 3100, the next value you are going to see, which is in between 31000 to 32000, you are going to have a stop at what? 31500. That's what you're going to have next. And if you're going to look another way, halfway from 31 to 3133, the halfway between them is what? 131 dot what? Dot 50. This is where you're going to get to before you get to 131, sorry. You're going to get to 131.50 before you get to 132.000, a double zero rather. So that is on GPY. So likewise, the one of GP USD having 1.5700, and the halfway line between this and 15800 will now be 1.57500. So that is how you are going to be able to identify them, identify the psychological level on your forex chart. But don't you never to worry. We are going to go into the MT4 chart shortly, and I'm going to pinpoint them, and we are going to see if truly these levels, these psychological levels we are talking about now, if they truly act as support and resistance level. And if they truly act as support and resistance level, then we're going to see how we can be able to pick entries with them, how we can be able to use them placing our stops, like I said, and also to our exit. So let's go to the MT4 platform now. And but before doing that, let's quickly consume all the information we're having here so that we ensure that we are fully grounded on this topic that have to do with psychological level. Mine is to give you the very best of the best trading in financial markets so that you can end up increasing your profit margin this 2024. Now, traders will notice that there will often be some element of congestion at these key levels in forex as price move up and down. The chart below illustrates USD ZAR with 50s denoted. So there was a chart attached to it, though I've taken that out because we are going to look into it directly on our MT4 platform, and we're going to draw them out, and also to we are going to see how price reacts to them. So, but before we look at how to trade psychological levels, let's go to our MT4 platform now. So here is our MT4 platform, and here is our GBP USD. If you looked at it, we have a price at 125110. So we are going to start our psychological level from 1.25, and the numbers are ending at 000. So this is our psychological level we are going to be starting with. Now, from one psychological level to the next main psychological level, they are always 100 pips. While from one psychological level to a means to the mid psychological level is 50 pips. So what I'm saying now is that 1.24000. Now the distance between here and here is going to be what? 100 pips. It's going to be 100 pips. But midway here, if I'm looking at the midway here, the midpoint there, which is 1.24, sorry, 1.24, we have next value as 5, we have 0, and we have another 0. Now this is the midpoint between 1.24000 to 1.25000. Now the midpoint is 1.24500. Now the next value after 1.25000 will now be 1.25, another 5 will now come in, and 0. This in itself is what? Sub psychological level. This in itself is sub psychological level. This value here is what? Main psychological level, and this other value here is what? Main psychological level. So the zeros that I may mention, the intervals of zeros, the double zeros are what? They are the main psychological level, and while the 50s that we're having at the middle, they are the sub psychological level. So the distance from one psychological level to another psychological level is 100 pips, while the distance from the main psychological level to a sub psychological level are usually 50 pips. So even if you don't know where it is, it's very easy to identify it out on your MT4 platform or your MT5 platform, whatever platform you are using. They are very easy for you to mark them clearly out. So let's do that now. So what I'll do first, let's erase all we have in our screen. So having done that, this is how you do it, and I expect you to do that on your MT4 platform as well. So let's take this out here. So all you need to do, come in here, pick your horizontal line. You can have it at this color. So what you do, right click on that particular horizontal line. Okay, now you can see it's highlighted now. You can see it's highlighted at the edge. So you right click, say horizontal line properties. So what you do, you come in here. Let's quickly get the sub psychological level. So like I mentioned, we have 5, 1, 2, 3. That's 000, and we click. All we need to do is click on enter. Now see perfectly. Now the next the next psychological level, let's bring it down here. Let's work on the main psychological level first. Now come in here, pick on the next one, and come in here and say 1, 2, 6, 1, 2, 3. So this is the next main psychological level. Now come in here, pick a third one, right click, horizontal line properties, and take here to be 127, 123. That's 000. Yeah, So below you can get that. If I should squeeze the chart, you see the next psychological level at the top here. So let me leave it at this. So now this is one of our main psychological level. Next main psychological level is this, and the next after that is this main psychological level. So I've just identified 3 main psychological levels. That's what I've just identified here now. So now let's find out how many pips apart are they. So come here, click on your crosshair here, place it there and drag up. You find out that it's exactly 100 pips. Good. So it's 100 pips. Now from there to the next one, from here to the next one at top here, you qualify as what? Say 100 pips. Beautiful. So we find that from here to there, they are always what? 100 pips. Now there's still one more. We can equally get the next sub psychological level below here. So let's come here and can just place the line anywhere. Then make sure you highlight it, right click, horizontal line properties, come in here and type. Since the last psychological level we drew was a 1.25000, so this will be 1.24000. So let's do that now. Beautiful. And here it goes. So this is our next sub psychological level here. So how many psychological level have we drawn out now? So let's number them. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. So I've just drawn 4 major psychological level. Now let's look at the one of 50s. Let's look at the sub psychological level that are 50s that we mentioned. The sub psychological levels, they are the one ending, they are the one of 50s, which are always found in between. They're always found in between the main psychological level. So we're going to be seeing them here. Like I may mention, they're always 50 pips apart. So we're going to be having from here to here 50 pips, and from here to here 50 pips. So it's more or less like a midpoint between 2 psychological levels. So here to here will be 50 pips, and here to here will be another 50 pips. Here to here will be 50 pips. So let's see how it goes. So let me quickly wipe this out and let's come in. So it's always good to have this on your charts, and you look at how price reacts to them, the main psychological level and equally the sub psychological level. So those ones can be used as your entry, like I mentioned, your entry level, your exit level, and your stops. So now let's come in, pick a new line, click on anywhere, but then we're going to do something here. Right click, we say horizontal line properties. At this point, we are going to come to visualization. I'm going to come to common. I'm going to change the colors you're having here. Let's take it to yellow. Come back to parameter. So midway point between 1.25000 will now be 1.25500. So place this here now. Beautiful. Now the midway point between 1.26000 to 1.27000 will now be 1.6500. So now let's do that now. Come here, place anywhere that is not accurate. Just ensure it's highlighted, right click, and come in here, 1.265, yeah, 00. So you place and you see how it will arrange itself perfect. So now let's do a verification. So from here to here is 50 pips on the dot, perfect. And if you only measure from here to there, we're going to probably be having 50 pips, perfect. Now let's get the next one below, which should be found here. Right click, horizontal line properties, come in here, 1.24500. So that's the next sub psychological level there. Good. So now you can see we are able to identify the main psychological level and the sub psychological level. So here is our first sub psychological level, our second sub psychological level, and our third sub psychological level. So this we have drawn. This is just for GBP USD. Now let's see how price. Let's see if price actually react to them. Now that we have clearly drawn them out, let's see. Let's go and see if price truly respected this level. Now let me minimize a little bit. Okay, now if you look at this level here, you find that The sub psychological level are here at a point in time played as a level of key resistance as well as a key level of support. Now, there are attempts that was done here on April 19. There was an attempt that was done here either as a resistance as well as a resistance before it was finally broken out and become what, and eventually became a support, and it went down here, came down here, became a support, very key level of support, another key level of support. So we're having attempt number one and another attempt number two that was done there. Now, if you come down here, there was a little bit of false breakout here. This level still keep a position as a strong resistance, and here too as a key level of support. This is for the sub psychological level. If you come down below, you find out that at this point here too, it equally acted as a what, as a key level for support, as well as here too as a key level of support. Now let's shift this chart. Let me clean out this. Okay, so let's shift this chart a little bit and see these levels clearly. Sorry, I hope I've not. Okay, good. Now, if you can see, looking at this level, here plays a very key level, here again too played a very key level of resistance. Here was a resistance, and here was another attempt number two. Now, equally coming down here, it started playing what as another level of key resistance before it was broken out and came up down here, played as a level of support for finally broken out, and it came down here. So if you look closely, you find out that these levels are key levels. The sub psychological level and the main psychological level have at one point or the other be acting as a major level of support and a major level of what, of resistance. And that is the more reason why we as traders tend to pay attention to this level of psychology level. Now, this level of psychological level would have acted as a level of what? As level of interest to us whenever we are placing our what? Whenever we are placing our entries and whenever we are placing our stops. So we are not just trading blindly using psychological levels, but like I said, we are incorporating psychological levels into whatever trading strategy we have been using. So you have been trading using break of structure. If you are using trading break of trend line, you are trading using support and resistance or legal band, whatever you are using, it's essential that you incorporate psychological level into it to increase your profit margin. Now we have done this. Now let me zoom in there. Now let's zoom in. Let me go in and see how you would have been able to use this as a level of take profit. Take for instance, we took a trade here. Here was our entry price. Let me mark it as E. Now, the market came down here. Do you notice that after it broke this psychological level? Sorry, we are having, let me take out, there's one. Let me take out this. Let me take out this, like my hand. 127, yeah. Modify. Sorry, let me take this. Okay, let me take this out. Okay, so 127, 12750. Okay, this one should be below. Okay, so let me quickly modify this now so I can get. This was a result of we shifting the chart. So let me quickly place the one above that. So that would have been 12800. Yeah, perfect. So you can see now that I've just done that, and you see now that it was even at the highest level of this resistance, highest level of this main psychological level, that price dropped down massively, and it came to the next sub psychological level, which we now use as what, as a level of support, and came back a little bit before it came down again to another main psychological level, tried to break through it but was unable to break through it and went back up again. And this main psychological level kept its position and was respected for a couple of days. I came down here after its support, as you can see, and went back up here. And what happened here, when you get down here to the sub psychological level, here equally acted as a strong level of what, of resistance. So if I have entered here, if here would have been my entry, where would I be looking at? Where would I be aiming to be my take profit? Obviously, I'll be looking at the next main psychological level would have been here. So if I've entered from here to here, which is about 100 pips in target, like I mentioned, from one psychological level to another psychological level is 100 pips. Now, if I've entered here, let's assume I entered 5 position, for example, and 5 position have run very close to this level of the next main psychological level. I would have closed at 3 position, allow 2 to run, and drag my SL from here, drag it just 20 pips or 10 pips away from market current price, and see if this price, if price will be able to what, break this next psychological level. And of course, as you can see here, after a lot of struggling, he broke it and came to the next sub psychological level, which he eventually reacted to, and what price moved up. So if you have been trading this way using psychological level or incorporate psychological level into your trading, you see that it is going to enhance your entries, where you place your entries, as where you place your what, where you place your stop loss. Now let's wipe this chart. Let's see further if price react to it before I look at other currency pairs, because we are not just drawing them on our chart, we are looking at how price react to them. Now look at it again. Beautiful. Price came down to this main psychological level of 2800. Okay, this is another sub cycle. Okay, yes, this is another psychological level here. This is about 12900, and price beautifully reacted to it. Now let's get the 50s above this. Let's get this 50 here. Let me properties 1288500. Sorry, yes. So these are main sub psychological level. Let me change this to yellow. And the one above it. So let me quickly drag. No, sorry. Let me quickly drag another one. Okay, get here. Then this one, right click, property line, take parameter to 129. Let me just get this. So now there's the next psychological level above it. So all in all, if you are trading as a scalper or a day trader, you find that incorporating psychological level into your trading will help you to pick that 50 pips you are looking for easily. It will help you to pick that 20 pips you want easily. 30 pips you will enable you to pick that easily while incorporating it to other strategy that you are using. So if we keep on going back, keep scrolling backward, we find that we have a lot of entries, a lot of exits that we can be able to use this psychological level for. So now let's move to other currency pair. Now I'm done with GU. Let's leave good for the last. Let's come to another currency. Let's look at Euro USD. Now Euro USD on the other hand have a unique figure. So now let's quickly pick. Let's come with our 2 here. Right click on this. Now Euro USD starts with 0. We have 1 point, starting with 1 point. So now let's look at what will be visible here for us. Let's say 6. So 1.05, and we'll come with the triple zeros now follow. 1, 2, 3. So that'll be zeros. Oh, sorry, that's far below. Right, let's quickly get another one here. Let's pick a time frame that will be more visible. So right click and let's take this to 1. So 1600 is not equally visible, so let's go to 17000. I think this should be visible. All right guys, so this is one psychological level. Now the next to look into, which is another main psychological level. Whenever it's not highlighted, you won't have that horizontal line properties. So now it's been highlighted, you're having it now. So we have 1, 2, 3. That's another interval. Beautiful. Now let's see if we have the 100 pips. Beautiful. So this is your 100 pips that you're having. So whenever you're having 100 pips, no fluid that you have done a perfect job, your psychological level are intact. So this is the main psychological level. So here's the main psychological level, and here is another main psychological level. Now if I should shrink this chart a little bit, let's do that. Let's shrink this chart a little bit. Okay, so if I shrink it a little bit, we can come in with our third psychological level. So if you want to make the best of the best trading the forex market, always ensure you have this. Now we have gotten that. Now let's get the one below. Let's get the one below. Right click, port properties, and we're having 1700. Now let's look for 6. Let's see. Now let's look at them. Now my line was a little bit. So if you come in here, you get 100 pips. Perfect. Having got the main psychological level, where do you think we are going to be having our next sub psychological level? Even without going far, without even doing further analysis, you find that our price beautifully reacts to this level. You can see here as a level of key support. Here too, market came to this level, bounced at this level, and went back up for coming down to break that level. Now, if you further look at here, you see our price reacted to here. Now, this reaction that you are seeing here will equally be as a result of what sub psychological level. Without even drawing any line further, we find that this level you are seeing here, this midpoint here, are all as a result of what the sub psychological level that the market split in between. So we have been able to draw the main. We have drawn the main psychological level. So let me bring in the sub psychological level before we proceed to another currency pair. So what to do now? Come back here, click on that horizontal line. I'll just randomly place them in between, but then colors have to be changed. Let's take it to the yellow. Let's put this yellow we have been using, and you cannot come to the parameter. So the next question we'll be asking now, we have 108000. So here will not be 180. Will not come in 5. Here's the 50s 5, then 00 will not follow. I place it there. See, beautiful. Come in there, take your pips. You're going to be having 50 pips. Exactly. Yeah, that's it. So the next below that one, there was one we placed here also too. So this next psychological level, we're having 17. Here we have 175 123. Sorry, 00. And then we have not changed the color. Let me change it to yellow here at this point. Beautiful. So now let's get the last one here, placing between this. This wanted to be a perfect one, but it can't be perfect one without you incorporating the values correctly. So 1512. So that will be the value. Aha. So now have a look at it, guys. You see, price came here, tap into the sub psychological level. What happened? Price reverse. At this point, it has a what as a key level of what? As a key level of support. See here, as a sub psychological level, as what? As a key level of what? Resistance, guys. And also too, if you look below here too, price reacted here as a key level of so what? Of support. Look at this level here as a key level of what? Of support. Look at this means psychological level here as a level of what? As a level of support. Now, if you equally look at here, price used here as what? As a key level of support. Here as a key level of what? Resistance. So if we go on and on and on, we find that in one way or the other, like main mentioned, psychological level are key levels in the market based on human psychology. Humans trying to buy at random numbers. You see, you see traders placing their stops at key psychological level. Traders placing their entries, their buy entries or their sell entries at psychological level. Knowing flow that price is definitely going to what? Going to react. The probability of price reacting at that level to their own analysis or to their own prediction will be 90 to 70%, and that is why you see traders picking those areas to what? To place their entries and their stop. So let me. Okay, so now let's go back a little bit and see if, aside what we're having here, if price truly reacted to these key levels in other areas. Now we have dragged it to other, and you can now see again and again. Here's a pen. Now, what happened here? Here was level of support. Here was another level of support. And equally here was another level of support. That is attempt number 3. And this was attempt number 4. That price used here as what? As a key level of support. Mind you, here is what? Here is our main psychological level. Now the sub-psychological level was used as a level of resistance here. Here was the first breakout resistance here. And also too, if you look up here, here was the level of what? Our main psychological level used as a support here after it was broken. Here was once used as a level of resistance for it was broken. And here too was equally used as a level of what? Resistance. Here was another level of resistance, attempt number 2. And this one, before this massive pull up to the upside that broke the level of broke our psychological level. And if we try and plot our next sub-psychological level above, we are going to see fully well that perhaps where I'm having this level here will be our next sub-psychological level. Now let's do that and see if what I said is truly correct. This most of these turning points you are seeing here are sub-psychological levels. So let's right click, horizontal line properties, and let's take here to 19512, and that will be all, guys. Did you see beautifully like I said? Do you see beautifully like I said? A sub-psychological, I just found exactly where I drew my previous line, and you see how price reacted to it, guys. So this is how you see a lot of traders picking sniper entries. It's not done via luck. They have done the analysis. They're having these lines. They have this drunk line on their charts, and they now use it. They now incorporate other strategies they're having towards using it. They incorporate that strategy they're having alongside the psychological level in picking the entries. So you that's a trader, you that's a newbie coming to the forex market, you that's an average trader, or you that's an experienced trader, don't know what psychological level are, now is the best time for you to know what psychological level are and incorporate it to your trading so that you can have those sniper entries that others are having. So you don't keep on liking people videos, but rather people will be seeing your output. You see a lot of progress in your trading. You see a lot of changes in you trading in forex market. Your eyes will be open and you start trading like a pro instead of trading like a newbie. So let's go to the last currency pair. We have talked about. We have looked at how can we satisfy it on Euro USD. We have looked at GP USD, and of course we have one other pair that I'm having here. We have the Great Britain, Australian dollar, and gold. So which of them will I use now? Not many persons will be saying let's try good, let's try good, let's try good. All right. Let me look for a clear chart on gold. Let me look for a clear chart. Okay. Let's look for a clear chart on this one. This is GP odd, but let's see if we can. Let me get good. Let's get good. I don't want to use the previous I'm having there. Let's look for good. Okay. Yeah. Chart window. Beautiful. So all you need to do, just take out, right click, take off your grid lines, and good. Voila. So you have no grid lines taken out. Chart shift to the end. Okay. Then next thing do, click on candlestick. If you're a newbie, okay, good. And here you go. So we're having gold here. Now, picking your psychological level on gold, picking your psychological level on gold look quite distinct from you picking your psychological level on other currencies. Don't forget that gold is not a currency. Gold is a commodity. Your Great Britain pounds, your GU, your Euro USD, your USD card, USDC share, or what have you, those are currency. But coming to gold, your silver, and other commodities, you picking your psychological level might be a big problem to you, but never to worry. This video is going to break that out. So we're going to show you how simple it is for you to identify the psychological levels on gold, and that's what we're going to do now. So let's start by drawing our line as usual. I'm going to right click this. I'm going to take the colors back to our main psychological level. The colors are using our main psychological level. What's this? Yes. So you can control D, you hold your control key, and you see D will duplicate, or you can hold your control key. While holding your control key, you can just basically drag the mouse, place your mouse to the line you're having here, and drag it upwards to generate another line. So what you have done, you have just duplicated the previous line you're having. So I'm going to do more of that instead of we going to insert and insert. Okay, so chat is good is very volatile, and you know every little pips you can be able to get 100 pips of good. So let's quickly make this quicker and faster. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Okay, okay. So starting with we can go. Let's start with good with So let's start with this. Now I've right clicked on this. Come to your parameter. So we can take this. Remember, we are having four values before the decimal point. Four values before decimal point, and that is where it can become a challenge to you. So don't pay attention to the values you're having before decimal point. Our interest is before decimal point. So one, two, let's use here. One, two, let's use 12350.00. For example, click on enter. Now that is a psychological level. Now the next one, I click on this. I click on this. We are going to get already 0.00. Good. Next one too, same thing. We're just changing the last value. 123. We're having 123 40, 123, 123 30. Now the next one. And the next one, you can see how tricky good might be. So the next one will be 12320. We are really doing the mean psychological level now. 0. Beautiful. And the next one, this one is almost there. 1231, but the other value have to be 00. So that is why it's not a perfect one. Beautiful. So let's see if we can get the 100 pips, guys. Like I mentioned, from one main psychological level to another main psychological level is 100 pips. So let's get it. Let's see. Beautiful. 100 pips. We have basically drawn. I think that's true. We have done. So it's 100 pips. You know, gold is a very volatile currency. So for every move, it's very easy for you to have your 100 pips. So sorry. Yeah. It's 100 pips, guys. So there's no point adapting that. So the next one, let me quickly place the one above it. I don't want the video to be too lengthy, but then I want the information to be passed correctly so that you can be able to make the market. So the next one will be 60, guys. Yes, and the other one is 70. This one is already correct, but the last value is not set to 00. So let's set here the end point. So we're having 2370.00. So let's take here. Perfect. So something of note here, you look at the value that is here. So this is 70. The last two digits for the 00 is 70. The other digit for the 00 for the last decimal point is 60. The other one, last digit is what? Is 50. This one is what? 40. The other one is take this one off my front. So here is 30. Let me write it out. Here's 30, and here's what? Here's 20, and this what? This 10. So this the psychological levels on gold. So from here to here is 100 pips. Here to here is 100 pips. So from one, this what we have just drawn out is your main psychological level. So the sub psychological levels are not found between them. They are not found in between them. And then if you look at how beautiful price react to these levels on gold, the same thing applicable to other currency pairs. You can look at how gold uses mean psychological levels as level of what? Resistance, and equally here too as a level of what? As level of support. Now look at this spike that took place here. Could not take out this psychological level, and eventually what? It went downwards. Now here was equally used as what? As a level of what? Resistance. Sorry, as a level of support, as a key level of support. Here was equally used as what? As a key level of what? Of resistance. Here was just a few pips away from our psychological level, and it was equally fell down flat. So here too was equally used as level of what? Of resistance. And before this massive pull up, which might be as well fundamentals that took place within a week, fundamental took place, and that was why you find out that most of these psychological level are broken out, are taken out because of major high impact news that took place, and that's why you are seeing candles of this nature. If not, it's very difficult for just one currency without any fundamental factor to just keep breaking psychological levels and just going up that way. Now, this equally to would have been a level of what? These are high impact news that took place, went back up and came down, and this should be the news that took place on Friday. I think that should be the what do you call it? The NFP, the non-farm period that took place, and that's why I seen SPY going up and came down. I think I really remember that. So, still going further, let's wipe this out. Before scrolling this chart, let's get our sub psychological levels. And this time, we're going to be using a different color, yellow. Yeah, okay, this should be it. No, I liked it. Okay, good. Let's take this, give it yellow. Okay, good. I've done that. So, what's the value? So we're having 2 3. So now this have to be what? So we're having 2 3. We're having 235 here with 0 0 to have the next sub psychological. We'll have so we're having 3 2. We're having 2350. The next I'm going to be having is 235. Remember, we're saying 5 interval of 5. So now be 2 3. Where you have the main psychological level as 2350. We now have the sub psychological level as 2355. So put it there. Beautiful. Now let's do your pips checks. Let's check. Beautiful. That's 50 pips, guys. That's 50. Exactly on dot. That's 50. So now, without wasting further, let's just highlight. Hold your control key down, and while you drag this, here should be 1. I'm going to verify that later. Let's do this, and let's do that one here, and let's do the last one here. Okay. So right click this. I click on this properties. Yes, supposed to be 1 2 3. After 10 you have what next is will be 5.00. Exactly. The next one, right click here. It's very easy, guys. It's very easy. My intention is to make this video as simple as ABC. So having 2 3 2, the next value you have here is going to be what? It's going to be 5. Knack. The next one we're going to be having is 2 3 2 3 3 5. That's what we're going to be having, and 0 0. Knack. So that's how you are going to be doing it. Okay, we're having one more to go. 2 3. Yeah, this one is already placed. Well placed. 2 3 4 5.00. Probably all placed, and we have it all well placed. So now let's find out if truly we have 50 pips apart. So here to here is yeah, 50 pips. Yeah, 50 pips, very correct. The other one there to there is 50 pips as well. Very difficult to get this. It's 50 pips, all are 50 pips, guys, without missing with your 50 pips. So we have to pay attention to. If you look at it now, you see now that we're having 235, we're having 2355, we're having 2345, we're having 2335, we're having 2325, we're having 2315, and the next one you're going to be, then the other one they're having is having 2310, and so the likes we got we keep going down. So if you know the value that will be below here in these 3 areas I've marked, if you know the value of the next here, you also to know if you guys have followed what I'm saying. If you know the other values that will be here next to this, please drop those values on the comment section, and let's see if you know what I was actually saying here. Let's see if you are following up what I'm saying in this video. So, but guys, this is how you can be able to identify psychological level on your forex chart, whether you are using your MT4 or you are using your trading view, whether you're using your MT5. This is basically how you want to identify them, and I've equally told the usefulness of using them because traders pay attention to this level because they tie into human cycle. So we have been able to identify the double zeros, which are the main psychological level. We have equally been able to identify the 50s, which are the sub psychological level. And you see, traders pay attention to these areas because they're having level of what? They are a level of congestion at those areas. And for short, it's good that you now that are trading markets having know that you pay attention to them because 1, they help us identify our entry and exit point. 2, they act as the level of demand and supply zones, and they are very easy. One of the advantage of them is they are very easy to identify, and they are most times they act as a very reliable support and resistance level. So even if you find it difficult to be able to draw your support and resistance level, your ability to identify the psychological levels will clearly have drawn at those areas, marked out those areas of key level of what? Of support as well as resistance. Now, if you have done that on your MT4, MT5, the next thing for you to do, if you are a scalper, you come to a 15 minutes time frame, and then you see clearly how price have reacted to this level. Now, this is good for short, and let's see how price have played along this level for a long while now. Now, if you come down here, let me quickly let's bring this young man up. Now you see this level, it's a key level. Here's on that key level, here was on that key level, and here is the first breakout from on that key level. It touched our sub psychological level and fell down. Here was the first breakout from on that sub psychological level as a resistance. Here was equally as a resistance on the main psychological level. Here keep this position as a main psychological level. As a resistance, but this was our main psychological level. Here was used as a support, our sub psychological level as what? As a support before this massive pull down, which will be as a result of a high impact news that took place. But then when it was coming up, we find it difficult to break this level. Main psychological was respected again, and it came down multiple times. It came up here, came down, went up again, came down, because our main psychological level, what? Our main psychological level of zeros was being respected, came down here before eventually what? Broke through here, and again was the first breakout from this our main psychological level here and came up. So it's good, guys. It's good for you as a trader. So always try as much as possible. Now you have known this, incorporate this into your trading system, incorporate to your trade strategy, and you are going to increase your profit margin come this 2024. So this is all what psychological levels entails. I think I've been able to shown you what I've been able to define what psychological level are to you, the reason why I'm going to use them, how to draw them correctly on your charts, how to identify the 50s, the main psychological level, and as well as the sub psychological level, and how you can easily identify them across currencies. I've done that on gold, I've done that on Euro USD, I've done that on GBP USD, and of course you can as well do that in any currencies of your choice. So, but like I mentioned on the gold, I want you guys to give answers to the next 4 psychological level and sub-psychological level, the main psychological level and the sub-psychological level. If you know them, please write it down in the comment section. Let's see. Got the midpoint from here and be able to apply them. So guys, this is how far we can go on this video. I want to thank you guys all for watching, and I hope to see you guys on our next video when we're talking about risk management. If you find value from this video, kindly hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and share, and I'll see you guys in subsequent video. Bye for now.